And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yeah, Monday morning, February 17th, 9:30 a.m. on this crisp-ass morning here in Los Angeles. What's happening, fam? How's everybody doing? Happy President's Day. Happy President's Day. What exactly is President's Day, Chin? It's just us honoring all the presidents. All, was it 47? Is that what it is? For most of it, it just means no traffic, no school for the kids. The origin of this holiday dates back to 1800. Jeez, that's an old holiday. To celebrate George Washington's birthday. Oh, wow. The unofficial national holiday was established to celebrate George Washington's birthday. So everybody gets it off on his birthday. That's kind of lit. Washington, the nation's first president. No shit. Independence from Great Britain had died 1 year earlier.
And then this right here.
This holiday that honors everyone who has served in the office of the President of the USA. Yeah. This holiday dates back to 1880s. He's always held on February 22nd, George Washington's birthday. Okay. We'll take it. For parents out there, it's like, ooh, I got to figure out what to do with the kiddos on a Monday. I just bring kiddos here. It's great. I like when they have the day off. For us that don't work 9 to 5, it's kind of nice because you're dealing with no traffic. I mean, we all live close. If we move to Texas, Chin, hopefully you live closer, depending where we're at.
Yeah. Are you thinking of like the same thing, like Dallas, Fort Worth, or Austin?
No, Austin.
Austin?
Yeah. I got a house, Chin.
I'm just making conversation.
Oh,
I already
gotcha.
know.
Thanks, pal. Yeah, outside of Austin. You don't want to be too near that liberal downtown down there. It's kind of chaos. I can see Brian's crazy ass like living off 6th Street. You know, Brian's like,
partying.
what is the deal? I'm like, oh, buddy. Oh, pal. Oh, buddy. We'll see, though. Yeah, we're making some moves, dude. Making moves. Getting nervous. Anxiety through the roof, baby. Anytime you're making a big change, though, there's going to be some anxiety. The kids are crunk about it, but I just don't think they realize the magnitude. It'll hit once we get out there. It'll hit them. I told the baseball dads yesterday, finally. That was tough. Because we had a team, like, bonding dinner, you know, which I'm like, we all know each other. I guess it's just an excuse to go out to dinner with everybody. Yeah, it didn't go great. I mean, they're supportive, but they're just like, what are we going to do, man? You know? It's like, what do you mean? You guys be all right, you know? Just taking one of the best players off the team, leaving. You guys will figure it out. But we should be here through at least the start of this spring season. They'll make it through spring ball. Because the first opening weekend for both spring ball and the travel team is March 1st, which I can't wait. Can't wait. Dude, how gangster is this? T's 9. He's going to use just a wooden bat. So I'm like, dude, you know how intimidating that is for pitchers? A kid at 9 using just a wooden bat? He's like, that's what the pros do. I'm like, yeah, okay. If that's what you want to do, that's what he wants to do. So I'm getting him a wooden bat. So gangster. That's what the kid wants to do. We'll see how it goes, man. T has a birthday this week, too. This is going to sound weird. Not weird, but just kind of, he's the only person in my life where I think at least 2 weeks ahead about his birthday. Like, what am I going to get him? Where are we going to do? What's the plan? Everybody else, I'm typically day of or day before. I'm like, oh, shit, this person's birthday, whether it's my dad, brother, I'm like, oh, shit, they got a birthday tomorrow. T's the only person. Bosty, too. But outside the kids, though, it's birthdays. I'm like, shout out to iPhones. They remind you now. Mm-hmm. It's huge, man. Shout out to Steve Jobs creating that. Giving the reminder on the birthday, like, oh, yeah, so you don't look like an asshole. So, yeah, man, we're chucking and jiving here. Got the new giveaway truck. Got a TRX last call. It's a big boy. I'm basically going to turn it. It's going to be a milder version of mine. You don't want mine. Listen, I'm crazy. That thing has, stage 3 race transmission. It's so intense. I didn't realize how intense it was until I started driving this stock TRX. And then I get on mine, I'm like, bud, what's wrong with you? It's so much. It's just so loud and violent and dangerous. It's awesome. But you don't want to give that away. Someone's going to wreck that thing into a wall. So to be like mine with the wide body, carbon fiber fenders, front, rear, probably do the side exhaust, we'll do the suspension as usual, Kibby Tech, all that. Probably toss on a bigger blower and then stop there. That'd be the plan. Probably some other goodies, but that launch end of March. It'd be our biggest one yet. That thing's gonna be badass. You forget how nice they are driving just a stock TRX. I'm like, oh, it's not annoyingly loud. I can drive this and not wake up the kids when I go to the gym in the morning. Yeah, I didn't realize how out of control mine was. It's out of control. As far as fight news goes, you had a decent fight night. You know, nothing crazy, but I'll take it. I watched it from the prelims to the main event. Our boy Andre Petrosky got it done. That's our guy. Great win over Rodolfo. Very skilled jiu-jitsu practitioner. Shabazian getting back on the right track. Got a performance of the night. Little award there. You know, he's the guy, man. He was the guy we thought he was going to be the next guy at middleweight, and then also he fell on some hard times, and defense was an issue for him, and he's cleaning that up. So there's still life, still a young dude. There's still a lot of life in Edmund Shabazian. Hey, Donnie, get your life together, dude. Come on. If you're going to chill, you're going to work, dude. You told me you wouldn't do this. Thanks, pal. You told me you weren't going to do this. You can probably let him. You can open that door if you want.
Okay.
Our boy Calvin Cater lost. That sucked.
Yeah.
And Jared Cannonier, he's in a weird spot. He even said this in the post-fight press conference. He's like, "What sucks for me, I've been beaten by like all the top guys. So he's a hard road to go. You know. Mm. What about going back to light heavyweight, bud? Light heavyweight's not that deep. But when it comes to think about it. When it comes to all the top guys, like for him to move up, he's lost all of them. Baralo lost to. Imavov lost to. He did beat Sean Strickland. Some people thought he lost that, but he did beat Sean, but Sean's coming off a loss. Lost to Izzy. Lost to Robert Whitaker. Like, there's not much you can do with him, you know? He obviously had a tough night at light heavyweight with Jan, Dominic Reyes, Glover. But now it's even thinner up there. If I'm him, looking at middleweight going, all right, it's going to be tough to get a shot at anything. I'm back of the queue. I've lost everyone in the top 5 basically already. He's not the most exciting fighter, even though he got a finish over RoboCop, who looks so stiff. He looked like a legit RoboCop. If I'm Jared, I'm entertaining going back to light heavyweight, even though he's a massive middleweight, Shredville. But he's in a weird spot. I would jump up a weight class, mix it up, see if there's some redemption there. You got a fight night this weekend. Much better card. Better than that Australian pay-per-view. Tell you that much. Cejudo back. Holler. Never mad at him. Song Yadong doing the damn thing. Brendan Allen, Anthony Hernandez. That's probably the best fight on the card. Yubo, Alonzo Menifilo, Andre Feely back, Ricky Simone. I'll take it, man. Fuck yeah. Take my money. What's the odds on Henry Cejudo, Song Yadong?
There you go.
Damn, Cejudo's a plus 220. I mean, typically I wouldn't bet on a fight night, really. But Cejudo, that's not, I mean, Song Yadong, super talented, love the dude, but never beats the upper echelon guys. Henry Cejudo, don't get twisted. He lost to Merab. Merab would dog walk Song Yadong. He lost to Merab. He lost to Aljo in a split decision. Don't get it twisted. Now, he is older. He's coming off, bit of a layoff here. Over a year layoff, but still, that's not horrible. Song Yadong lost. Song Yadong, he loses to the tip of the spear guys. Corey Sandhagen and Peter Yan. He's not beating those cats. Anybody else, he's going to fuck you up. But Henry Cejudo's right there. Plus 220. Take my money. I'll take the dog. I'll bet on Cejudo there. Not saying he's going to win, but plus 220, that's worth the money. What else you got, Jen?
Current
events, current MMA events. There's not a ton going on in the world, huh?
No.
No big fight announcements. The one thing that bummed me out was Jon Jones. People were sending me that. So it was like 3 a.m. Jon Jones went live on IG. Probably not a good idea. So Jon Jones worries fans with a cryptic 6-word tweet after making comments about killing in now deleted Instagram Live.
So I'll play the clip for you.
Quotes, bro, you all right? Question is no. Answer is hell no.
On a trip and get pissed off, disappointed. And as a dad, you just want to kill him.
That's at 2:53 in the morning, just taking a stroll.
And he's like, obviously, you can tell his voice is just like he's not there.
Yeah.
And
so he says, you go on a trip and get pissed off, disappointed, and as a dad, you just want to kill him.
So as a dad.
Kill who, man? His story does not end well.
The only thing I think of is like
still the GOAT.
But I think maybe his daughter is dating someone that's bad. I can't. We have no idea.
Boy,
what this
that's
is.
A stretch, Jen. His
Why?
daughter's dating
as a
somebody
dad.
bad?
As a dad, you want to kill.
No, you
What
go
else
on a
would it
trip
be?
and get pissed off, disappointed, and as a dad, you just want to kill him. Maybe there's how old are his kids? They're young.
They're young.
Yeah, so probably not.
Barely early teens, if at most.
I don't think they're teenagers.
No, at most.
I don't think they're teenagers. They got to be under 12. See how old his kids are. Because he has what, 2 daughters?
I think they're
16, about 16.
Yeah, they're not gonna know on the internet. Like, so early teens.
Yeah,
probably dating
maybe
now.
there is a boyfriend there. 16 is when that stuff starts to happen. I was 16. I was 16 at one time. Yeah, I don't know. That's a stretch, right? But they're on a.
Yeah, we have no idea. There's no way to know.
Well, I like it, Jen. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's a stretch. Because you go on a trip and get pissed off. That means maybe they weren't listening. Maybe they're not appreciative of something. I don't think I've ever said you want to kill your kids. But also, some parents will say shit like that, like, oh, you could kill them.
On Instagram Live?
Yeah, not on Instagram.
No,
Exactly.
no. 3 a.m? That's
the
some
problem.
dark. Oh, that's some dark shit.
Yeah.
Here's my whole thing with this. Like, obviously, John to say some wild shit, do some wild shit. But my whole thing, like, in kill your kids is so out of line. And it's just the Real Housewives of MMA, right? All this shit with fucking Bryce Mitchell and Strickland. It's just chaos. The world we live in. It makes it a fun sport, especially if you talk for a living about it. But with John, you see this stuff and you're like, oh, we're not getting Aspinall, are we? That's all we really care about. Let's be honest. Like when you see this stuff, you just go, we're not getting Aspinall, are we? You're not worried about, is he going to fuck somebody up on the streets? Is he going to do something wild? You just go, fuck, we're not getting Aspinall. That's all we want, man. I just don't get his inclination to go on Instagram Live when you feel like this. Like if I'm stressed out, the last thing I'm thinking about is going on social media to post. If I'm like if I'm upset, like mad as he is, like his first thoughts to go to maybe he's on stuff. I don't know. Who knows what's going on here at 3 a.m? But my first inclination is like, oh, let's go to Instagram Live. But you know, all this goes back to, we're not getting Aspinall in June, are we? But it's John. So yeah, we probably still will, kids. Glass half full, fam. It's MMA. Bryce Mitchell shared his love for Hitler. That boy's still fighting before June. That's how that goes. They'll give him a tough matchup. Bryce is very skilled.
So I have a thought on Jon Jones.
Uh-oh.
even his brother, I think Chandler, the younger, I think.
Wild boy.
But remember, he had this like crazy thing that happened. He was on, recording himself, and the cops showed up and all that stuff. And Jon Jones has had multiple. Remember the time he was like on the streets talking to homeless people,
Yeah.
right? So
Also during the looting, he came out there to be like, fuck.
That was great.
That was cool.
But that wasn't
when he
him
became
being,
like Captain America
Yeah,
for
yeah.
2 hours.
But so they're brothers. They both came into these manic episodes. I wonder if like they're taking some synthetic drug that only they have. I'm being honest. This is how I'm thinking right now. So that they did that, and then this is what happens
Chemically fucks
afterwards.
them. Well, my only caveat to that would be they're both in sports that involve head trauma significantly.
But it's like instances only. Like it's like certain instances.
That's CT, but
No, I'm saying like
you go through spouts, or if you change your medication, like that can affect your behavior. Or there could be a case of severe depression, that they're dealing with, and so that's when you see it.
and they just snap out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's spouts of it. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, but I'm saying like,
Flare ups, as I like to say. My CT flares up every now and then.
no, dude. But yeah. I mean, even
You also there's also probably a lot of trauma that you don't become the best in the world at mixed martial arts by not having some trauma. John has some trauma.
yeah, but these are like very specific episodes that they've been through. Remember,
He's also older, Chin.
but also
it's like
hold on, Brent. So remember, like they both got caught for the same performance enhancing drug. Like one of his other brothers got caught with the same thing. So I think this is crazy, but I think maybe they are experimenting on some other fucking drug that they're doing, and then that's
This
when
is
they
a side
start
effect?
flipping out.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
possible because it's like very. Dude, Jon Jones was doing awesome for the last like what year and a half or so.
that you know about.
No, but
There's stuff.
Publicly.
There's stuff that happen publicly. There's stuff that happens that I get privy to that the public has no clue about
yeah, well,
all the time.
I don't have that information, but if you,
I'm not saying John is, but there's some stuff like Dana knows stuff where
of course, dude.
he's like, Jesus Christ, he's putting out fires that you guys never even heard of.
Yeah. But I mean, to
Because
put
for
yourself on Instagram,
John, he did this to himself. Remember that. But
they both.
yeah, they do it
him
to
and his brother.
themselves. Yeah, but for John, like when it gets really bad, it gets so bad where it becomes this huge ordeal. You find out about it, slamming his head in the cop car, and you're like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Again, this all goes. Most of the fan base goes, shit, we're not getting Aspinall, are we? And if you're Aspinall, he's like, God, dog,
I know it sucks.
what am I
dude.
gonna do? There's nobody for him to fight. The heavyweight division's so thin. Heavyweights, light heavyweights, and women's MMA right now is tough, dude. It'll come back, but right now it is what it is. Very tough. Yeah. But all this goes down, we're not getting Aspinall, are we?
Let's hopefully John will say what happened here and we'll figure it out. But
Also, this wouldn't delay a fight. UFC's like, whatever.
dude, they let anything happen. Yeah, they're good.
The Raiders were going to sign like fucking Anthony Hernandez. They thought he was going to get out. I mean, that's what you're dealing with in pro sports.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, this is whatever.
Just the fact that the whole I don't mean to laugh, but I mean the whole Jon Jones apparently beating up his wife, and the kids like going to the front desk and
So
and
insane.
he's still fighting. Like, yeah. So I mean, yeah.
You just got to realize the business we're in. It's dark as fuck. There's no other business like it. It's one of the reasons it makes the UFC unique, and the fan base is very toxic because you have toxic leadership sometimes, right? Like Dana's on video, right or wrong, slapping his wife, and it wasn't a thing. It was like in the news cycle for a day or two. Like, can you imagine if Roger Goodell slapped his wife like on vacation? He's fucked, dude.
I'm looking at you guys right now.
But Real Housewives of MMA, we just go, wow, dude. When's the next pay-per-view?
Yeah.
It's just what we're conditioned that way. It's just what the fan base is conditioned like that. But you'll have some people, like Luke Thomas addressed it. He's like, this shit is insane. But most people just keep on keeping on. I'll address them like, this is not right. This is some wild shit we're dealing with. But it's just expected at this point. No one's going to change it. This is the sport. All right, kids, let's take a little break. Happy President's Day. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Shopify. I love Shopify. They power the Drive Fast All Gas. They are by far the best we've ever used. So when you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe, Allbirds, Skims, Drive Fast All Gas, sure, you think about great products, a cool brand, brilliant marketing, but often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling simple for millions of businesses. That business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Hands down, the best we've ever used. Home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not so secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%. We finally got that in Drive Fast All Gas. It is a game changer, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business with commerce platform, better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Drive Fast All Gas. That's what we use. Sign up for the $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase, to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Cha-ching. What else you got, Jen?
So there was a BKFC event this past weekend, and Conor McGregor was there. He said a few things. One thing was like, potentially Fedor Emelianenko, and I'll just
in bare knuckle.
Yeah,
Stay tuned. This is a big if. Stay tuned. We might have an announcement. Might with Fedor.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Hey Fedor, we're waiting. Bare knuckle fighting champions is signing and acquiring the best fighters of all time.
He said there's something in the works too during this speech.
I would watch Fedor fight bare knuckle. I'll tell you what I'd watch. Fedor Jake Paul in some boxing. Jake Paul's like, who's coming out of retirement?
Heavyweight and him, but he's so much older. Yeah. I'd be down.
Be more competitive than Mike Tyson. Fedor don't play. Fedor take no shit. Gator take no shit. Fedor take no shit. Good luck asking him to take it easy.
Dude, that would be actually a huge, huge event if Fedor.
I don't know if it would. I don't know if it.
Are you serious?
No, because the current fan base, especially if it was on Netflix, has no clue who Fedor is. No clue. Zero clue. Because a majority of the fan base that jumped on during COVID, the young fan base, they don't even know who Rampage Jackson is. They don't know. GSP's like nothing to them.
That's crazy.
It's wild. So you want to talk about Fedor? They're like, what? Who's this Russian? You'd have to educate them. And Jake could.
I would say this though, like, and plus these are young kids that Google stuff all the time, right? So if they Googled Fedor, what?
I mean, it's a leap to assume that the audience is going to Google somebody.
I mean, if Jake Paul's going to fight someone that they don't know, they Google him. Fedor is consensus one of the top heavyweights in the world.
They don't care, man.
But they're going to find that out.
It's like his fight when he fought these guys that, like that one boxer that he beat, the Tommy Fury. Like those didn't do well number wise. Like even Tommy Fury.
But Fedor is considered the top, like what, top 5 heavyweights in the world.
Oh, well, not now. No, he's not even top fucking 50 right now. But back in the day, yeah. Back in the day,
what are you talking about?
Fedor currently actively?
No,
retired
in the world of all time.
Of all time, he's top 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
years old. I mean, Mike Tyson at one point was number 1.
Yeah, and
I think listen. Take my money. You know, my degenerate ass gonna watch it, but I think as far as like what Netflix would go for, they're probably not gonna be into it. Also, this is just us talking. There's no word that Jake Paul's fighting Fedor. I just made that up. He's talking about fighting bare knuckle. Yeah. Jake doesn't fight bare knuckle have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Still like it.
I still like it.
Yeah. I'd be totally down for that fight.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. And this is what Conor said afterwards.
If you think I'm up here giving these speeches and leading these men into battle,
and I won't step in there myself, think again. For sure, Conor McGregor will fight in bare knuckle fighting championship. Mark my words. I'd like a world title in this company. I would wish to be the bare knuckle world title, world champion. That is a significant belt to hold in your career. You know, nobody from boxing to mixed martial arts can speak nothing bad on a bare knuckle fighting championship world champion. So for sure I would be coming in looking for the world title. You know, there are many bouts, showcase bouts. You could say Mike Perry. You could say Jeremy Stevens. You could say a rematch against Eddie Alvarez. You could say many matches, you know, but the lightweight title, who's the champion right now? Lightweight, welterweight. Let's see. I am open. We will see when it comes.
I'd love to see it. It's just,
I know you don't like entertaining that because he's
I'd
obviously
love
under
to see it.
contract.
Yeah, I don't. There's something going on. I think the UFC would probably, you know, be willing to play ball there because they do play ball with bare knuckle, you know, and Conor's an owner, so
Yeah.
minority owner, so there could be something there. If that gets Conor back in the ring, cool. You just want him to fight, man. Really. Like I mean, we're the big Conor fans over here. Case Conor versus Eddie Alvarez or Mike Perry. Conor, Mike Perry.
That's the one I think.
That's great, dude.
What do you think, Ace?
And would you favorite Conor in that fight? Probably not against Mike Perry. It's kind of Mike
we
Perry's
don't know
world.
what Conor is going to look like. We haven't seen him fight since he broke his leg. If he does come back, I want to see him in the octagon. I don't want to see him in bare knuckle. Like, that's not
agree.
really back to me. It doesn't feel back.
Don't you think the odds are that this is more likely to happen than him fighting the UFC? The UFC is such a stretch
Which is more likely? Yeah,
because you don't have to worry about his leg here, right?
True.
He's part owner in it, so he can probably manage a little more, kind of the opponent, the arena. I don't know.
Don't think either one is likely.
I think bare knuckle's more likely,
yeah, I
depending
agree.
on his contract with the UFC.
Dude, what if he comes back, does bare knuckle, and gets dusted? Like, I would be bummed.
We're gonna be bummed no matter, because if it comes back to UFC, like
Yeah, that's gonna be
UFC
tough,
doesn't, unless it's a Nate Diaz who's been out, older, you know, just kind of doing this PR thing now. If he fights in the UFC, you can't toss him like a top 10 guy. He's gonna get eaten alive right now.
I feel like I like Max Holloway, Conor.
Yeah,
Outside of that, there's not a ton of matchups that I look at and I'm like,
and that could be for a BMF title.
Exactly.
You could do that, but you don't want to give him like a killer, like a Dan Hooker or some shit like that. We don't need to see that.
I liked the Chandler thing for as long as it was going on.
That's over.
Yeah.
That ship sailed.
Yeah,
I'm
agreed.
exhausted of that.
Yeah, same.
I like
Max,
the Nate Diaz in the UFC. Bring him back to the UFC.
It just feels
Both been out.
old.
Yeah, I mean,
We've seen it.
yeah.
I don't know. I like Matt. It's a fresh fight, a fresh belt. It's all new.
Mike Perry, BKFC would be sick.
I don't want Conor to get hurt.
Yeah, me neither. I love him. Still love him. Proud of every unit sold. What else you got, Chin?
Alrighty. So yeah, Dustin Poirier has hinted that he's going to retire after his next fight, and then there's rumors of him doing a fight with Paddy Pimblett, and he said automatically. Let me show you this over here. 100% not.
Listen, nobody's a bigger Patty fan than me, but I'm with Dust on this. Like, dude, Dustin's royalty, MMA royalty. It's his last fight. He ain't fighting some young lion. That's not what this is. Mm-hmm. It's 100% not Paddy Pimblett, Legends only, and apparently he has an opponent and a venue. It's 100% not Paddy Pimblett, Legends only. I'm not going to retire fighting a type of guy like Paddy Pimblett. He's earned that. He deserves that. There's no shade towards Paddy. Of course, Nate Diaz jumps in. Fight Paddy, you pussy, better than you. Why don't you fight him, Nate?
Yep.
Why don't you do it? Also, is Dustin a pussy?
Of course not.
Is he a pussy? You lost Jake Paul, bud. Nate Diaz knows his shit. He's a real G. Oh, God. Here we go.
That's Paddy Pimblett talking.
Nate Diaz knows his shit. Does he? He's a real G. Is he? BSD when he's ranked number 12, but not me. You know what would happen? It's just not happening. And then shout out to our boy Gamebred. Masvidal put Dustin will mop both same night. Agree. You want your last fight, especially if you're Dustin, you've earned it, and he's not like over the hill, so it's gonna be a fun fight. So he can fight a really good, high-ranked guy, good name. He's deserved, and we know it's his last one. Give him the full red carpet treatment, montage. Last fight, we know it's his last fight going in. It's in New Orleans, the king of New Orleans, Lafayette. You know.
I mean, if they actually fought, he would destroy him, right? So like, why
Nate?
would Patty even? No.
Patty? Both of them. Both of them get bit.
But I'm saying like he would destroy Patty for sure.
It'd be a tough fight for Patty. Yeah. Patty doesn't want that. And I love Patty. It's also they got something else cooking for Patty.
Okay. All right, so there's like some bout announcements from the GFL. However, there's no date, location, all that stuff yet. However, these are pretty crazy. So Yoel Romero versus Shogun Rua.
You know, our boy announced this on Firing the Kid. That's where you guys are getting this. He announced on Firing the Kid. Love that he did that. Not thrilled about Romero Shogun. I would like Romero. See, it's that light heavyweight, but I would have liked the Romero Musasi. Musasi can fight light heavyweight, fight middleweight. You know, that's a tough fight for Shogun. Let's be honest,
Dude, I think everyone agrees that it looks like it's gonna be like a.
Yeah, I don't like that,
Dude, it's
I don't
bad.
like
Yeah,
that. It's a mismatch.
Well, there's one of the fights. Also, Wyden Rockhold 2, which I think is a great fight.
I'll take that. That one's gonna be more competitive, more interesting. Again, I would like the Musasi Rockhold.
Yeah, Musasi with pretty much everyone, I think.
Yeah.
And
That's the best fight announcement.
So, yeah,
Uriah
yeah,
Hall in Douglas
Lima,
was
yeah.
phenomenal. That's a good fun fight.
these are great. I mean, the last two were great matchups.
Yeah, the only one I'm not thrilled about is Shogun.
Yeah, that's just.
And Romero's a tough fucking night in the office.
So there's that. This one I thought was very interesting because Zhang Mingyang, he's only been in the UFC for like 2 or 3 fights, and he's always a first round knockout finisher. And this is going to be Anthony Smith's retirement fight against this guy.
Damn, UFC can't do my boy any favors. I mean, he's fought everyone. He's a monster. But man,
He's a grizzled vet, but also the first one was Road to the UFC. So not actually in the UFC, but then afterwards, 2 other fights, and he.
like, go, it's your last fight. Here's a knockout artist.
Yeah.
Anthony's surprised. He'll take you down though and shit. You know, he's well versed. But yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So Francis Ngannou said that his next fight's going to be in boxing, and he's
no choice. What else you gonna do?
Yeah.
Listen, he made the right choice, making all the money in the world, doing boxing, tore up Vieira, the giant Brazilian. That was an easy night in the office. He's making all the money. So he made the right choice. But this is part of the choices. Like with MMA, there's only one. There's nothing else. PFL is a complete fucking dumpster fire. There's nothing there. You beat their big Brazilian.
That was it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's how this goes. So now he can jump back into boxing. Him Wilder, yeah, take my money. That's the fight. I've been shouting that from the rooftop since he came over with PFL. That's the fight.
Yeah.
There's an 80% chance that somebody will go to sleep. Yeah, no shit. It will be one or the other. Maybe not in his past 2 fights, but Deontay Wilder is known as the guy that knocks everybody out. I'm going against that guy, and myself can knock someone out. Deep inside me, there's a little bit of ego. Like, I know I hit harder. Oof, I don't know about that, Playboy. I'm saying from my experience that we will have that ego that we both want to prove. It's me who hits harder. Who's the biggest hitter between you and Deontay? Those sort of conversations pop around a little bit. Even though you think you don't care about it, stick somewhere in your mind. Yeah, I love that fight.
Same, dude. I think that's
And
such
Wilder
a
hits
great
like a
fight.
fucking Mack truck. His defense isn't the best, so Francis has a better opportunity to win. Francis still an underdog in that fight. Don't get it twisted. Deontay's been in there. He's just a pure boxer. His heavyweight run, which is over, but his heavyweight run is one of the greatest of all time. One of my favorite fighters of all time. Absolutely adore Deontay Wilder. Worked with him many of times. Fucking love the dude. France would still be an underdog in that fight. Not as much as the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua, but he has a way better shot of winning this fight than Tyson or Anthony Joshua. That's why I like to fight for him.
Yeah.
Because Deontay's defense is a little wild, but he's long, so he gets out of the way. And when he counters, that right hand is fucking filthy. But again, for Francis, he had probably 1 or 2 left. If he gets knocked out this one, it's probably over. But he's making all the money.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
And also, that was one of the concerns with. So Daniel Cormier commented on this potential fight. He's like, Francis got destroyed by Joshua. Like, so he's like,
Different
how
fighters.
many times can he do this? How many times can he take this punishment?
One more.
Because he's never had that before. You know, like he's never been knocked out.
I know, he has a great
Crazy, yeah.
chin. Yeah, so one more. There's been guys that take way more punishment for way less money. No. Don't hate on this, DC. Sure, he's going to make a boatload of money. He always does. But no, he doesn't always. No, he doesn't. He did not make a boatload of money in the UFC. That's not true.
He started
There's a
to
reason
after,
he's fighting Deontay Wilder. Because now he's making a boatload of money. The Tyson, the Anthony Joshua, he had to go over to box and make a boatload of money. Sure, he's going to make a boatload of money. He always does. But at what point do you go? I don't know, because if you ask me, it would seem like he's up against it again. Yeah, he'll be an underdog. Maybe he's just the biggest, best man on the planet that we all believe in. He doesn't care that he's up against it. He wants to prove everybody wrong like he did the first time when he fought Tyson Fury. He fought him very close fight. But we can't ignore the visuals we saw the last time, especially when he came back to MMA and fought so well.
And this is
People don't hurt Francis Ngannou, but when it happened in Anthony Joshua, he looked lost. That's what's concerning me, because I don't know where the moments in the fight with Deontay Wilder, the way he punches, where he's going to need to find safety. Oh, I completely disagree. Completely disagree. I think the Deontay Wilder fight, Deontay does get hit. Deontay has less boxing experience than a Fury or Anthony Joshua. The knock on Deontay has always been his technique. When you see him throwing that right hand, his left hand's down, he's leaving his feet. That's how hard he fucking hits. His technique's never been the best, but he still starches dudes. Knowing that gives me a little bit of leeway where I go, I like this fight for Francis. He'll make a ton of money, and there is a chance he's not going to outbox Deontay Wilder. Francis ain't going to outbox anybody at a high level in professional boxing. There's not enough hours in the day. That's not the point of this. What Francis can do is land on Deontay Wilder, because he doesn't have the same technique as a Tyson, even though Francis landed on Tyson. But it's a whole different story. But Anthony Joshua, when things got real, it was just a different level of skill. Deontay's doesn't have the same skill set as Anthony Joshua. I'm talking about a gold medalist. Deontay Wilder's bronze at heavyweight, but still. That's why I like this fight. I think DC's off on this. This is the perfect fight.
I love the matchup,
perfect
yeah.
fight. A guy that gets a little reckless, knockout artist too. Francis has potential to land, not going to go all the rounds and take all the brain damage and make a ton of money. Or what he can do, and he showed it in that MMA fight against Fury, like he's still very dangerous and skilled. Or you can stick around, find PFL, and fight guys nobody gives a flying fuck about just to get wins. That would be an ego thing. Testing yourself at the highest level in boxing, that's what fighters do.
yeah, against one of the
You don't
hitters
milk
in
the
world.
PFL that's a sinking fucking ship, and they're trying to find opponent because they don't have any. No. You take risk because the juice is worth the squeeze. You're getting how many millions to fight Deontay Wilder from fucking Saudi Arabia? Where the hell it's at?
Most likely, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, that's where that money's coming from.
Oh, and
But that's
imagine
like-
the promo for that. You know, they go all out with those promos.
Yeah.
Just a highlight reel of them knocking dudes unconscious. Somebody and you know that fight's ending in knockout. You know it. Guarantee it. Take
I'd be
my
so-
fucking
I'd be
money.
shocked if
It's
they
the best
did. Yeah.
fight in boxing. Take my money.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for that. If that
That's a
happens.
weird take by DC. I love him. I'm
No,
surprised.
because he's looking out for Francis, basically, is what he's saying.
What's the alternative, DC? Stick around the PFL and do what?
Yeah.
Get a fraction of the money? Still a risk because you're fighting heavyweights.
And Francis could knock out Deontay. It's possible.
There's a chance there. He has a way higher probability of knocking out Deontay than anybody else in boxing, especially now.
That'd be such a fun fight, dude. They're so wild.
Great fight.
That'd be amazing.
Last break, and then we're going to bring this podcast home, kids. The world's first alcohol detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content in as little as 30 minutes. I'm talking about Sure Shot. I've been ranting and rave about Sure Shot. I'm telling you, you're with the bros, you're with your ladies. You want to have those drinks, but you don't want to be hungover. Maybe you got to get home. You got baseball early in the morning. You got your workout in the morning. You got work, whatever it is. Go ahead and have those drinks because I got your back. Bring your drink companion with you. I'm talking about Sure Shot. You take this, it reduces your blood alcohol content in as little as 30 freaking minutes. This is not snake oil. This is the real deal here. You wake up with a sharper mind and body. You get liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. So if you're going to drink, do it the right way. Make sure you got Sure Shot. Now you can have those drinks, not feel so guilty, not going to wake up freaking hungover, not going to feel like trash. We got you covered, all right? Just go to SureShot.com, use promo code Brendan. You get 10% off for that 4-pack for you and your bros or you and your ladies. Or you can go to local Bevmo, the Amazon, they got freaking TikTok shop. They're all over. Go to SureShot.com, promo code Brendan, get 10% off. Let's get back to the program.
Alrighty. The next one, so we talked about Jon Jones. Ilya Tapuria was on the Full Send podcast. And people are asking, like, who's the GOAT? He's like, he kind of said Khabib's not the GOAT because Khabib has, let me just show you right there. Khabib has 14 out of 15 fights with the UFC. Jon Jones has defended his title 15 times in the UFC. He's like,
I don't get how this is a headline. He's spot on.
Yeah.
It's not a debate. GOAT? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? No, he's right. Khabib has a total of 14, 15 fights. His strength of schedule sucks cock, even though he dominated. Jon Jones has more title defenses than Khabib has total fights. And he was doing it at a much higher level. Strength of schedule, not even close. Not even close. Yeah, I don't even get how this is a thing.
Alrighty. We already knew this. We talked about this before, but it's official now. The UFC is going to move on to the old gloves.
Yeah,
versus the
knockouts
new
went
gloves.
down. They went, "You burn those gloves. Go ahead and burn those." Whose fucking idea was this? You can change the colors like you wanted to, but burn those gloves.
Okay. I don't know much about this, but this article is about Dan Cormier and Chael Sonnen.
MMA Guru's been
MMA Guru.
fucking cooking lately, man.
He's always been popping up like crazy.
He's been popping up, but now he's cooking because he's getting a response back from like network guys, like DC and Chael. Like he's getting their attention.
He said something's going to happen with Jon Jones. Remember, like news coming out, whatever. Yeah.
No, he's cooking. Proud of him. Let's see. What's this? The most polarizing, controversial YouTube content creator, MMA Guru's post on X over USA wrestling credentials get attention from UFC legends DC and Chael Sonnen. Of course, two guys that fucking die by the sword with wrestling. At UFC 312 co-main event, current strawweight Zhang Weili defeated Tatiana Suarez via unanimous decision, displaying total domination inside the octagon. What made this fight more interesting is Weili being a plus 240 underdog against Suarez. Because Tatiana's wrestling accolades, many believe that her path to victory would be untroubled. Yeah, although she was unproven, but yes. However, Zhang defeated 14 out of 15 takedowns, even cracked her opponent on the feet, proving every doubter wrong for picking against her. Yeah, that sucked. After Weili's victory, popular content creator MMA Guru, who has a massive fan base following and is known for being a harsh critic, or just telling the truth, put out a post on social media platforms, mentioned he's not going to trust USA wrestling credentials anymore. He also called out UFC legends DC and Chael Sonnen, both renowned for having wrestling backgrounds, for gaslighting him into believing that wrestlers are nothing but monsters in MMA. On a recent episode of Good Guy, Bad Guy, DC Chael Sonnen addressed the issue, which they sort of had a disagreement over MMA Guru's post. In the UFC right now, this is Chael Sonnen talking. In the UFC right now, we don't have an NCAA wrestler in heavyweight class. I didn't say an Olympian. I didn't say gold medalist. I didn't say an All-American. We don't have a heavyweight. When Stipe retired, who didn't really use his wrestling, but he did against Francis. But when Stipe retired, that was the last of the heavyweights. Prior to that, there was a guy named DC. We don't have a single NCAA wrestler, not just in the top 10, not in the top 15. We don't have one under contract in the UFC. Okay. So then he goes on to say top wrestlers in America like Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Dake, David Taylor could have entered the UFC, but they didn't choose to do so because they recognize MMA is a complete sport. Only wrestling is not enough for surviving the octagon. Correct. Chael goes on to say, it's such a complete style now. It's not something you can get through college and picking up some boxing lessons on the side and you're good enough to for the octagon. Yep. True at some point. But if Guru was arguing about these hard, gritty, tough wrestlers isn't enough, he wins this argument. Agree with Chael. 100%. Yeah, the game's moved on so much where you can't just have a strong wrestling foundation and take over the UFC. 8-10 years ago, that's all you needed. But guys are so good now. They're good with their cage takedown defense. They're good with their footwork, avoiding the takedowns. You can't. That's a good thing, by the way. It means the sport's evolving. So then DC goes on to say, he's wrong, Chael. Just because the best guys aren't coming anymore doesn't mean that wrestling doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work. That's not the argument. The argument is it's not enough just to win fights anymore. It's just not. A certain level, like maybe all the way up to Contender Series, when you get to you could probably get away with some wrestling. You're not going to get signed if you're boring, if you don't get finishes. But when you get to the UFC, it's just not enough. There's no way. You can't. You just can't this day and age. We're still living in a world where Jon Jones' background is wrestling. Yeah, sure, he was a junior college national champion, but he's a wrestler. At 135, Islam Makhachev back. Well, Islam's not 135, but he probably means 155. At 135, or maybe that's a mistake by the people who are translating this. Islam Makhachev's background is combat, sambo. What else? Wrestling. Ilya Tapora's background is wrestling. These guys are wrestlers. Let's see. The Hickman brothers who are in Muay Thai, those are the guys Brian was sucking off, the Iowa boys. Those guys are really good coaches. They taught Wele how to wrestle offensively. That's the key, Chael. I had a crazy argument with Michael Bisping about this the other day. I believe if you want to wrestle effectively inside that gun, you got to learn how to actually wrestle. Zhang Weili is learning wrestling, not just MMA wrestling. I disagree. I think MMA Guru is wrong. Sure, Tatiana struggled, but again, there were some simple things she could have done to change what happened. Disagree. She kept shooting double legs. You cannot shoot double legs anymore. You can if you set it up. You can if you have the striking, get the respect to set it up. When all you have is a double leg, you can't just shoot double legs. You have to set it up because people are good at defending double legs. Whether they're NCAA wrestlers or not, the sport's evolved. We can't just straight up shoot double legs and expect success. You got to shoot double legs and switch off to single leg if you want to take people down. Or you got to have overall good skills where you can chain wrestle, but you're still shooting a double leg based off a jab via GSP, stuff like that. Interesting. Yeah, I'd say MMA Guru won that argument. Chael co-signed on it. But he's right. I think sometimes we see it even with Bo Nickel, who basically won the Heisman of college wrestling. Like, if his striking doesn't evolve, he won't be a champion. He won't. You can't. You just can't. You have to be pretty well-rounded. Now, you don't have to be a world champion jiu-jitsu guy, world champion kickboxer, world champion boxer, world champion wrestler. We don't need all that. But you have to at least have two of the four. You have to have really good striking, and then if you have decent takedown defense, you can be successful. You know? But if all you can do is wrestle, no. Now, I will say this to defend DC. If I had to pick one discipline where you're dominant in to have success in the UFC, it'd be wrestling, meaning that's your base. So if you give me one guy to mold and create into a champion, I'm taking Bo Nickel. But if we're talking right now, Bo Nickel has a long ways to go before he's champion. You know?
All right, let's the last this is gonna be a shorter one, but the last one that I thought was amazing is Do you remember like Alex Pereira shaved this guy's
kid's
head
hair
because he
with
had cancer?
cancer, yeah.
So the guy that he shaved his head, he actually survived cancer. And hold on, so you'll see
He had
here.
a full lock of hair too. He looked great.
Yeah, and he was so stoked that Alex Pereira was actually shaving his head.
Yeah, Alex
It was
can
pretty
do no wrong. We're in that freaking.
O Alto, não sei se vocês lembram dele. Faz ano atrás, mais ou menos, que eu vim pra Austrália. E, pô, se vocês não lembram, vou mostrar o vídeo aqui pra vocês, né? Tô cortando o cabelo dele, pô, foi no Instituto do Câncer aqui da Austrália.
You know what? The audio listeners not gonna know what this is, but so basically, the guy that he shaved his head he survived cancer. Like he's free now.
Yeah, his hair's growing back. Still shaved head, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember this.
yeah. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's great. Alex can do no wrong. Remember that girl
He's awesome, dude.
Remember that girl tried coming after him? That lasted a day.
Did when you actually listen to the story, it's like,
Oh, it's
dude,
wild.
what the?
Yeah, it's
shut
wild.
the fuck.
Put his giant fist up her ass. Remember that? You're like,
Oh,
damn, girl.
So there is a fight this
Feel free.
weekend.
There's a fight. UFC Fight Night is a Hudo song.
Yeah,
Yep. Enjoy that. It's a
6
good fight
p.m.
night.
PST.
6 p.m. prelims,
I don't know.
I assume.
Okay, so either way, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard, and this is the fight card here.
Oh, so standard time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Henry Cejudo, Take My Money. Song Yadong. Brendan Allen, Anthony Hernandez. That's the best fight in the card. Fluffy fighting. Tough fight for Brendan Allen. Fluffy been on a streak, baby. All right. Is that it?
Wait, one more. It's actually worth mentioning. So he won championship in Qatar. They have Jared Brooks versus Joshua Pacho. Do you remember this fight where he like slapped him on his head? And it was
Jared's
like,
our
yeah.
boy. Jared was
Yeah,
in
Jared's
here.
our- yeah,
This
Jared's
fight he's
our
been
guy.
waiting for.
So they're going to do I think it's a third or just a rematch.
Yep.
And then
our boy Haggerty.
yeah.
Love Haggerty.
And then
Oh,
there's
go up.
more.
You missed his Soldik's a fucking monster from Croatia.
There you go.
Soldik's fantastic.
And then Angla Song, who I like a lot. Dude, Bibiana Fernandez, who had like a beef with one, I think, at some time. Huh. But he's fighting. And then
Oh, our boy
Hey.
Cade Rutolo.
Yeah.
MMA. That guy looks terrified on the right. He's all.
he does.
He's like, oh my God, I have to fight this monster.
But there you
Cade just
go.
quietly doing the damn thing, ripping off wins, beating
That's
dudes'
badass.
asses.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
super
love Cade.
badass.
Love those boys. All right, man. That's it. Love you guys. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your President's Day. That's it. Love you. I'm out.